Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SSG Speaks, the podcast that takes you inside the walls of Camelot. Meet the knights that made sword and shield gaming what it is. So pour yourself a flask of your favorite mead and join us for an inside look at the fine folks that sit at the round table.
All right, welcome everybody. This is SSG Speaks. This is going to be episode lucky number 13. So of course we have our very own SSG Heathen. This is going to be the all leadership edition here today.
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
so let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about how you came across SSG.
Ooh, interesting story. So I originally came to you guys after coming to TTL. I saw them through a Bungie weekly update, and when I got there, It was kind of dead. It was closed doors on the TTL front, and I kind of popped into a couple other clans just to poke my head around, and it was pretty dead. And then I came to SSG, and it was popping off. You guys were doing events all the time, and I just figured I'd jump in, play an event or two, and then put in my apprenticeship very soon after. So the rest is history.
Might have been because we stole everybody from TTL, the recruitment anyway.
Very true.
Yes,
very true.
There was quite the vacuum after we created SSG and took all the TTL recruits. So
Yeah, they were quiet for quite a while after that. They had a little resurgence afterward, but then they quieted down again.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you guys had the whole mid-world theme, and that was pretty nice. That definitely drew me in a little bit.
Oh, the TTL, yeah.
Mm.
So you're a Dark Tower fan then?
Yes. Yeah. It's been a long time since I read them, but yeah.
Huh. You know, it's funny. I actually just restarted reading those Monday.
yeah, so did I.
Very cool. Very cool. I just got my wife to start reading them.
Wait, did you really, Jay?
I did.
Holy hell!
Well, right before Christmas, I got a Kindle, and so there was a couple of books I wanted to buy, and so I bought Everything's Eventual. It's a short story by Stephen King. It's a short story book. It has maybe 14 short stories in it, and one of them is it's related to the Dark Tower. It's like
Through
Little
the
Sisters.
Keyhole?
No, it's Little Sisters
Oh.
of Alicia or something. I forget what it is, but
Yeah, that was weird.
yeah.
That was a good one, though.
And so I always wanted to read it, but I never had bought the book, and so I bought the book on Kindle, and then I read it there, and then I wanted to, even though that got me back in the Dark Tower spirit, I wanted to finish all the short stories before I started reading the Dark Tower. So
Nice.
So I went ahead and read like the first chapter or so in
The Gunslinger.
Yep, in the Gunslinger. So
Yep.
so I'm gonna buy them all on Kindle now again, of course. So buying them all for like the third time, but that's fine.
Those are books that are worth buying over and over again.
Mm-hmm. So have you finished all of them, Dan?
Yeah. And was super pumped to the movie, and I mean, it was a movie. They made one of my favorite books into a movie, so we'll leave it at that.
Did they? Did they really?
They did.
Or did they just
Asterisks.
Although, all right, so people that haven't read the books, you might want to tune out for just a moment. If you're paying attention, in the movie, Idris Elba has the horn.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have the horn in the beginning of the books. He's thinking about the horn. It's a different turn of the wheel. Just look at it that way, and it's a good movie. Well, it's still not a great movie, but it's not as crappy as it was.
Huh. I may have to rewatch the movie and keep that in mind.
Yeah, just keep in mind that Ka is a wheel, and he's cycling through this repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as bad as it was the first time around.
Yeah, and that's kind of once either Gambit or somebody explained it to me like that, it made it so much better because it's not like a typical books to movie adaptation because they're doing their complete own story. Yeah. And so
exactly.
it's kind of like the MCU in a way where the MCU is taking from all the source material, but they're making their own world out of it.
And that's got a beautiful thing too, because that's got the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
So everything has an explanation, and I love that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't find the movie as egregious as most people, most hardcore fans did, but I think Idris Elba certainly did a good job.
Oh, both
Agreed.
Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey did great.
Yeah,
but the movie itself was breakneck speed and kind of all over the place.
Glossing over so much of it, and
Right.
Yeah, it was. If you didn't know the story previously, it was kind of hard to follow. Mm-hmm. Even if you did, it was like, whoa, where the fuck are we now? And what is this pyramid thing that the kids are in? It was weird, weird movie. But hey, they tried. I want to see them make it into a TV series. Like, give it the Game of Thrones treatment.
That would
really
be cool.
pay attention to
That
it,
would be really
man.
Just make sure the
Man,
last
alive.
season isn't terrible.
But all the books are written, so we're good.
Yeah,
that's true, yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much liberty they had to take with the Game of Thrones stuff. I've only watched the first season, so I didn't realize that they had to like go to him and be like, "Hey, can you kind of let us know what's going to happen? Because you take a long time to write books, and we're catching up with
Really
the TV
long
show."
time.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
It's funny, speaking of the Dark Tower, this is the last thing I'll say. My wife read it for the first time last year, the entire series.
Oh, nice.
And she mentioned that, so we watched a movie afterwards. She's like, the movie was absolute trash. But she said that the entire time she was reading the books, all she could picture is how good of an anime it would make. Think about that for a second.
You know?
It would be a perfect anime.
Mm-hmm. With everything that goes
I'm
on
reading-
in it that's so far beyond reality, it would actually make a really good anime.
Yeah, so I'm reading it again, and all I can picture is how bitchin' this anime would be. I'm like, I wish I could draw anime. I want to draw this thing, but I have no artistic ability. So anyway, back to our little tangent.
Yes, I mean, this is the way, right? Of
This is the
SSG.
way. That's right. So Heathen, where'd you come up with your gamer tag?
So for a long while it was Godless Heathen, spelled in leet speak with like zeros and fours and all that fun stuff. It got shortened down because I couldn't make SSG Godless Heathen. It was too long at that point on Xbox. So I just shortened it down to SSG Heathen, and that kind of stuck.
I think we were definitely just calling you Heathen before,
Yeah.
the godless
Yeah.
prefix. So
Yeah, absolutely. Fun fact, when we were talking about your induction, your name was actually brought up.
Ooh,
I don't know if
really?
you remember this, Jay. Well, it was I don't know if it was an offhand comment or someone actually being serious, but someone actually said, now, do we really want someone called Godless Heathen in a clan that is based on chivalry? I remember that comment very specifically. I want to say it was one of the old guard Code or someone like that, Code or Toma or someone of that nature. But
sounds like a what's your comment to me.
oh, that could have been it. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. It's probably Watcha. Where the hell is that guy? Anyway. So why Godless Heathen?
Well, I mean,
Obviously, you are.
Yeah, a little bit. So just the whole,
We've seen the beard.
Right?
just my personal beliefs, atheism and whatnot. Just
So
kind of
even though you
spawned.
look just like Jesus. is
Yeah,
the theory.
actually, I lost the hair, or got
you
rid
really?
of the hair. Yeah.
Whoa!
He's
Well,
all
you're gonna have to post a
short-haired
picture.
now.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I
wouldn't
so
even recognize you.
we had a family friend, my wife's best friend, going through some cancer at one point, and she had actually decided to do her hair, and then I did mine as well and donated it. So.
Oh, dude, I actually remember that. I figured you'd grown the hair back though.
Nope. I've since kept it very short. It's much
Moved
easier
on
to
with
deal
the
with. Yep. I was actually really worried when I chopped it all off. I'm like, I hope I don't have a bald spot I don't know about.
Dude, I had the same exact thought when I shaved or when I cut my hair down.
Yep. Well, at SSG, I think one of the things that we don't get into religion and politics and some of those big like sensitive topics, which has been just amazing considering the last 4 and 5 years that we've had in the U.S. at least that it has not breached our walls. It's been kind of crazy. I mean, it's been awesome.
Not too badly.
Yeah,
Not
it's been
too
awesome
badly.
that it hasn't, because it would definitely have caused some infighting and other things. So it's good that people were able to, if they talked about it, like, we let people talk about it in game or other places like that, but we just don't try to have big discussions on the forums or in Discord and things like that. And so,
Right.
Having somebody like Heathen with that name, I think it did, cause pause maybe for a minute, but then clearly you play with him, you talk to him. A gamer tag is just a gamer tag, right? So as long as it's, I certainly didn't have a problem with it. So I think it speaks for
why.
It speaks for itself that now you're in leadership and been there for several years.
Yeah, right.
So it clearly didn't have any impact on your status here on in the clan. So
No, absolutely not. So was SSG your first clan experience, Heathen? Besides TTL, of course.
Yeah, it was. I had some kind of semi-competitive teams back in, Halo 2 days or Call of Duty days, I forget which, playing game battles and stuff. We had small groups of people, but it was never anything formal. It was never a website. It was never a real thing. And then coming over here, it kind of opened my eyes like, hey, this is This is pretty awesome. And it slowly became just more than a gaming group. It became like a nice little family.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Halo 2, we have to give a moment of silence to Bungie.net, which is finally closing its shutters.
All my stats gone forever.
Oh my god, I'm so sad. I used to play Halo 2 nonstop and go back and look at the maps where you shot each other from. You remember those maps?
That
that
was
they
so
used?
cool. The heat maps.
How freaking rad were those?
Way ahead of its
Why
time.
don't more games do that? It blows my mind.
There's so
how
few
cool that
games.
was.
I can't think of one off the top of my head that still does something like that. And that was
I don't know of any.
2000,
Yeah.
what, 7?
Four.
4? I don't even remember.
2004 is when Halo 2 was released.
Yeah.
Man, that was so freaking cool. You could tell exactly which weapon, where from, and where you were killed. It was just way ahead of its time.
Yeah,
But
well, and nobody's
rest
even
in
caught
peace,
up or tried to even
Bungie.net.
do it. It's crazy.
No, I used to spend hours on that looking at stats, and I got better at Halo 2 because I was able to look at how I died.
Absolutely.
It was awesome.
Well, yeah, just the amount of information they would give you and stuff was just amazing. You know, I mean,
Yeah, it was so
just
detailed.
the amount of stuff that they pioneered with, almost every Halo game is just incredible. And the fact that the industry didn't just rip it all off and then just continue it. I mean,
Well, not only the industry, but Halo 3, 4, 5, none of them did it again. It was just Halo 2. It would tell you the bullet count, how many bullets you shot. It was incredible.
So
the
it,
level of
it didn't
detail.
go into Halo 3 or anything like that?
No, it was just Halo 2, and I don't know why. And it's always driven me nuts. So if anyone out there in Bungie hears this, hit me back. I want to know why.
I would almost bet it's a pure data, just saving
Yeah.
that much raw data of every game played, every character played, every gun shot, every
Sure,
angle shot
sure.
from. Like that's got to be a massive amount of data. And I'm actually surprised they
absolutely.
kept the website up that long.
Well, they didn't keep that portion of the website up that long.
Oh, well.
That was only Halo 2 in its heyday. When Halo 3 released, that shuttered.
Well, you would, the way that that the game captures work, that was another really big thing that Bungie did. Every time you finished a match, whether it was a private match, a matchmaking match, Forge, any of that kind of stuff, when you were done with it, you go back and look at your game clips, and the cool thing about it is you could freely pan the camera around. You could pause, you could
so
switch
cool.
to people. And it was such a game-changing thing that
Theater mode. That's what it was
yeah,
called.
and they did all of that because they didn't just record your screen, right? Like a Twitch stream or something like that. They recorded data points in the game. They recorded where weapons were used, where bullets were. They were everything had its own data point in time and space, and so that's the way you could freely move around. And I have to see if I can find a good video of Bungie explaining it. But not only did it save data wise because they're not just recording gigs of video. They're just making these like kind of micro little data points.
It's the data points that already have. Yeah, they already have.
So I wonder if the heat maps were similar, where they weren't too
I'm sure they
bad.
were.
Heat map wise or data wise, but that is sad that all that's going away now.
Yeah, I would love to see somebody else use that. A major multiplayer game like Destiny could do it, or Gears, or Halo could do it again. I would love to see that come back.
I'd love
That
to.
was so cool.
Yeah, I'd love to see it for like something like Apex Legends or some kind of,
Oh, you and your
or
Apex.
or just any real competitive game. You don't see that type of stat tracking and heat map and angle like deconstruction after the fact.
But that would be really cool on like an Apex or a Warzone or Fortnite even. Those kinds of games would be really neat for that kind of thing. Tell you exactly what kind of weapon you died with, from what distance, from how many bullets you fired. I would love to see that kind of stuff. I would play those games to see that kind of stuff because I'm a stat nerd.
Yeah, I could see Call of Duty or one of the bigger AAA titles implementing something like that.
Yeah, if Warzone had that, I'd play it more just to look at it.
Oh, they totally have it, Gambit. You should play.
I do play it. We should play sometime. I'm terrible at it. I am literally just the moving target to distract people from you.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm a great distraction.
We'll both just run around and let Heathen get all the kills.
Perfect.
So I've yet to pick up Warzone. I played Call of Duty, but I actually never fired up that mode.
It was free.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have the game, it's free. It's also 100 gigs.
Yeah,
but
that was the stopping point there. I switched to a new PC, and I'm like, do I really need that on my hard drive? No, I don't. I don't play
No,
it
you
often
don't.
enough to bother.
Yeah.
So what games are you playing right now, Heathen?
It's mostly Apex Legends at this point. I did spend the last 2 months deep diving into Cyberpunk and had a blast doing so.
Really?
Yep.
I've heard so many terrible things about that game. I thought everybody was having a bad time.
No,
Not for
I had.
PC.
Yeah, PC with some good
I
specs,
see.
and it runs like a dream. I mean, you can run into bugs, but you get that with any AAA title nowadays.
Especially if it's Bethesda.
Yeah, open world game like that with yeah.
So the real question is, when are you going to come play Minecraft with us, Heathen?
So Heather did buy it, so I guess I'm downloading it at some point. I'm gonna have to jump
Nice.
in.
All right, Jay,
Come
I'm gonna
blow
have
up
to
all
hop
your
on that
bases.
server.
Ooh, that's a lot of fun. We even got Heather back in, the Mrs. Heathen. So we got her into Minecraft, and it was a good time. It was good to get. We had a couple, like, about a week straight where we had probably 6 to 8 people in the server all the time. So we were
That's awesome.
we were having a good time. So it's still up and running, and we've got our SSG server up. So yeah, so that people are still in there every day, I think. But it's kind of one of those things where people will pop in to finish their task or whatever they're trying to build, and things like that. So
I meant to ask Jay, is it a new map or is it the old?
no, it's a new one.
Okay.
So me and
R.I.P.
me and Mania started one like baby in like November, and we only played for a couple hours, and then nobody else played, and then we just kind of gave up. And so I just restarted that one as a realm. So then so we just had a little dirt house, and there's a fantastic video of Mania being chased by a little baby creeper or a baby zombie through the house, and then he just gets murdered by this baby zombie. So
Oh, that's wonderful. I need to see that.
yeah, it was pretty great.
So, speaking of going back into the Minecraft days and all that jazz, I want to ask, Heathen, what's your best memory in your tenure at SSG?
Big team battle Halo 3 was probably the heyday. I mean, that was so much fun. We'd have an entire lobby of, I forget what the player count was, but everybody SSG, and we'd just let it randomize and play games.
so
and
good.
yeah.
It's so frustrating. You can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why MCC doesn't just mix us up.
It's so frustrating. If you have a balanced team, it should just cut it in half and go with it.
Yep.
Or playing mixers with OCR or Hail Wheelmen and just a mixed lobby, and then it just sorts you
Dude,
out.
you should have been there last week.
I know. I should have.
We had an absolute blast. But we'll do it again. That went off without a hitch. Well, it went a few hitches, but it was fun.
Yeah, well, we kind of doubled up because we had what day was that? Was that Saturday?
Yeah, it was a Saturday
And then
evening.
Yeah, and then we had Monday Night Halo right after that. So we've restarted Monday Night Halo, which is pretty fantastic. So
I do got to come in there and play some racing games so I can grief you guys, turn around and go the wrong way and knock you off.
Lose racing.
Yeah. Lose after
So
one lap and then turn around and knock you off.
Yeah, I know, you son of a bitch. So we played on Saturday last week, and the first race that I booted up, because Nam told me to bring a bunch of races and some custom games, so I brought Halo on Halo and Lava Pit and all the classics. But
classics.
those are classics, man. That's from Halo 3. That's good stuff. But we did, I think, 6 or 7 races throughout the night. The first race starts, and Kaz says, by the way, everybody needs to gun for Gambit because he will win. He put a big-ass target on my back, won every single match. But yeah, Heathen, if you'd been there, I feel like you would have fucked me real bad.
You have real competition in there.
Yeah, man. Bring it on. That's a challenge to anyone listening. I will race you. And I will win.
The gauntlet has been thrown down.
Damn straight it has.
So it sounds like Heathen, and I know that you're all in on the PC these days. What kind of PC are you rocking? Is it a laptop, desktop? Did you build it?
Desktop. I built it myself. It's I snagged a unicorn. I happened to be refreshing Newegg at just the right moment and caught a 3080 that had just been posted and bought it within a
You're
couple
one of the few.
seconds. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. I happened to get that, and then I've got a Ryzen 38, 39 something. I don't remember exactly. It's fast. It's nice. I forget exactly what it is, but then I just kind of built a case around it, and I mean, it runs Cyberpunk at 4K 60-ish frames. It's a beautiful game.
60-ish.
Yeah. Plus or minus. I usually drop it down to 2K and then just kind of let it max out. Have a lot of fun. But yeah, it's such a beautiful game, and this thing runs it like a dream.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is a good looking game. I got it on Stadia, and for the most part, it runs fantastic on there because it'll run at 4K 60, with no issues there because they're running on some kind of PC hardware. So that's why there's you don't have all the glitches and stuff like with the Xbox and PlayStation ports of it.
So is that still an issue on like the Series X and the PS5?
I don't think
so. Or is
so.
it just older generation?
Yeah, I think it was only the Xbox One and PS4, which
okay.
I think they might not even be selling it anymore because I think everybody that bought it on either of those consoles got a refund.
I know they did for PS5 or PS4, but I don't know about Xbox One.
Yeah,
so I'm not even sure if it's for sale anymore on either of those.
Pretty disastrous launch and
yeah.
some.
Oh man, that was one of the worst I've seen. Although GTA Online was bad. That was a train wreck and a half. But
well, just the online.
Yeah, just the online version. that released 2 weeks after the game launched.
Was it that quickly afterwards?
Yeah.
Well, it was like a month later when it finally worked.
Well, yeah.
Well, when it actually worked, yeah, of course. But they tried 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They said they wanted to give everybody a chance to do the storyline first, but obviously there was more to it. Oh man, big games on launch, always a problem.
And are they ever going to come out with GTA 6, or are they just going to keep cashing in
Dude,
on those
why
shark
would
cards?
they make $1 billion a year on that thing? Why would they?
That's insane.
It's absolutely absurd how much money they make on that stupid game. I mean, I say stupid game, but it's freaking fantastic. Still.
I mean, they could just make a new version though. Like come out with the GTA.
A new map, a new area.
Yeah, or just maybe update the engine, do something.
Or the map, yeah. That would be nice, but Rockstar's just rolling the dough, just enjoying their lives.
Rockstar's gonna rockstar, right?
That's how they're gonna do. So in your time at SSG, going back, how many clanmates have you had the opportunity to meet?
I don't even know how to count that. I went to every LAN, so I mean everybody that's ever showed up to any of those, I've been to all. Yeah.
So that's got to be minimum of what, 40, right?
I would say probably close. I mean,
take out the repeats, and I'd say there's probably between 30 and 40 people. Yeah, that's awesome. I've only missed one.
Which one?
And I will not make that mistake again. I missed Atlanta.
Oh, right.
And then I guess I missed a half of one. There was a mini LAN at Irish and Grants.
Yep, the 0.5 LAN.
Yeah, the 0.5.
So, how many people were at your wedding, Heathen?
Like SSG people?
Yeah, SSG people.
So Mikey was my best man, and who else? Jeez. Spandex, of course. Spandex got me hammered the night before.
That sounds typical.
Yeah, sounds about right. I am absolutely drawing a blank. That whole weekend was just a huge blur.
Well, I heard SSG Vitali was there.
Well, yeah, she was there. She was the one putting the ring on my finger.
Important part.
Yeah. Small role to play, whatever.
I just remember on the forums when Miss Heathen popped up as a new user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we were there. Oh, Jay, you didn't make Chicago, did you?
Nope.
Okay. Then I was there when you guys got engaged, and that was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, that was actually really nice. Like getting to do it in front of shared group of friends, and
I still have that video. If
Same.
you don't, I do.
No, I see it pop up on Facebook every year. It's kind of nice.
Oh, okay, good. I actually just came across a bunch of those pictures. Jet doing shots, which was an absolute treat.
Oh. There's always plenty of shots to go around at the LAN. There's never a shortage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and Fufu was there too.
Yeah, we made his life a nightmare at Chicago.
Oh, God, it was awesome.
Every time the man came into the kitchen, there was a shot waiting.
Boy.
Dude was drunk the whole time. It was awesome.
I missed that guy.
But he met his wife there, so,
Yeah.
SSG is
they met at the LAN?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe that was their first time actually meeting.
Of course, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, they met at the LAN, then they both bounced from the clan. It's like, I got what I needed.
Right.
But best wishes to them. They're awesome people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what was your first gaming console? Where'd you start?
So Nintendo, Super Nintendo when I was a kid. Mortal Kombat mostly, and
who was your character in Mortal Kombat?
So I was usually Scorpion.
Nice. Hey, nice.
Or Sub-Zero.
Wait,
one of the two.
Who was the lightning guy?
Raiden.
I like him too.
Yeah, I liked Johnny Cage. He was simple, but he had a couple of good moves that would just kick ass. Go on. Sorry.
No, I mean that's mostly it. So it went from there to Super Mario, Zelda, etc. And then I was probably 6 or 7, and I was at somebody's house, and they had Doom on PC, like DOS Doom.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that I just was hooked immediately. Played all that night, begged my parents to get it, got it, and just played the shit out of it. And then eventually my dad started picking it up, and then him and his buddies were playing the OG Rainbow Six, like one of the old ones.
Oh, wow.
And then I started playing with them, and then it was all said and done. I was hooked.
Maybe it's safe to say that Doom is what led you to be a godless heathen then.
It could be. Could be.
Have you played the new ones, by the way?
No, actually I hadn't. So before this PC, I didn't have one well enough to run it at any comparable frame rate, probably. I do plan on picking it up at some point soon, though.
You know what could do that, right?
What's that?
An Xbox.
Oh,
An Xbox
yeah.
could do that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I always
it's
forget.
on Game Pass.
Yep.
That would help if I had Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't have Game Pass?
No, I don't. I don't know if I have Xbox Live, to be honest. It might have.
What are you doing with
might
your
have
life?
lapsed, and I
You don't need
think
Xbox
I've...
Live. You get it on Game Pass, man. You get PC has Game Pass as well.
I did hear about that. I haven't checked it out.
Yeah, it's got MCC. It's got the entire Gears series. It's got all kinds of good stuff.
I may have
Highly
to look into
recommend.
that. But yeah, I've been down a deep hole of Cyberpunk for the last 2 months, so I haven't really seen the outside world.
Every time I sign into Discord, Heathen playing Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But it's 4 a.m. Oh, that's right. I guess
Yeah.
that checks out.
Kids awake, heathens wake.
Yep. But I was reading an article about Game Pass, because they have Game Pass for PC, and then they have Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Game Pass plus Xbox Live Gold, which is still currently $60 a year, even though Microsoft tried to double the price for a hot second, and then went back on that.
I totally missed that.
Oh yeah, they
Same.
tried to change the price of Xbox Live Gold from $60 a year to $120 a year.
Whoa.
Oof.
And they had it for like a day or two, and people were like, what is this? How you're doubling the price? And in a clear move, pretty much just to get everybody to just in a vacuum looking at Game Pass Ultimate or Xbox Live Gold. Game Pass Ultimate was the better value, so to basically move people up market to go Game Pass Ultimate is the theory anyway. But they got so much pushback, finally they were like, all right, we're just going to keep it at 60. but when you look at bringing this up and talking about, because you can sign up for just Game Pass on PC. I think it's only $10 a month for just Game Pass on PC. But I read an article where people talking about it, and they're like, okay, so I can either via Game Pass, or I can buy something like Halo Master Chief Collection on the PC, and I can play it for free. But if I want to play it on Xbox, then I have to pay for Xbox Live Gold, which you're still using the exact same Microsoft servers. One's free, one's not. It's just kind of like a double standard, just because for whatever reason consoles have always had to charge for online services, when I've been a PC gamer for 25 years, and you never had to pay for online services anyway. So it's an interesting problem Microsoft has, because they can't really charge people for the PC market, because that's just the market wouldn't bear it for sure.
Oh yeah, that bite them in the ass so fast. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if it's ever going to move to even Xbox Live being free for that reason, because they become so synonymous with their catalog.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think that you would you just kind of build that in, right, as like a loss leader, either to get people on. And one of the other big changes that they made, so when they kept the price of Xbox Live Gold the same at 60, they also made for free to play games you do not need Xbox Live Gold, which in the past, if you were going to play Fortnite or any of these complete free to play games, you would still need gold. Now you don't.
Oh, that's cool.
Did they take
no
that
idea.
back or no?
Yeah, so that's brand new as of a couple of weeks ago.
Well, when they caved on the price, did they take that part of it back?
No, that came out after when they caved on the price. They announced that as well.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So it came out.
Good for them.
Yeah.
So things like Rocket League and Fortnite and things like.
Yeah, and I guess even like Destiny, because Destiny's free to play.
Wow.
I don't know how it works because PlayStation's always done that because PlayStation has like their free and then they have a paid tier.
But you ever played PlayStation Online?
Yeah, not great. I remember Gambit and I trying to figure out the PlayStation Online stuff like when PS4 launched because we had access to the Destiny Alpha and it was just like this is so terrible. Like how do we? Can't we just get into a party and then just talk? Like it was just how do I invite you? And
I think we ended up talking on our phones
probably
instead
and it wasn't like it wasn't just bad UI. It was just like some of the niceties we were used to on the Xbox like just didn't exist. Like cross-game party chat. Like how often does SSG do that? Like we'll get in a party of 16
all the time.
people we're playing multiple different games. So
yeah, you don't have room in your party. That's fine. I'll hang out and chat. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I love that.
And now it's even better because with Xbox Live Party chat has expanded. So now it's on PC on the Xbox app. It's on iOS and Android and everywhere. So I can join an Xbox Live Party from my phone. Like, it's pretty.
I've actually done that a number of times using my headset because sometimes Xbox Live has issues, as we all know.
Just a couple.
when it breaks down in the on the Xbox itself, totally works on the phone, no problem at all. Never have an issue with it. So if ever there's an issue, you can always jump on your phone and still continue talking to your friends while you're playing the games. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. They really nailed it with their online services. That's why I've never really complained about paying for it. Now, if it was $120, but
yeah, I'd complain.
seems a little steep.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, well, so Heathen, what outside of the gaming world, what are some of your favorite hobbies that you like to do?
So I've been getting into disc golf quite a bit lately. Play every weekend at this point. Friend got me into it, and it's just been a really nice way to kind of get out of the house and still exercise a little bit, but still have fun. And waking up at 8 o'clock to go play a game and still drink, and it's kind of nice.
That's pretty cool. What about the what did you was it airsoft or paintball? What did you used to do?
A little bit of both, but it was mostly airsoft by the time I think I joined SSG.
Dude, you were an airsoft guy?
Yes, I was.
Man, I wish we lived closer.
He's got some badass videos. Like some of those promo videos I saw were amazing.
Yeah, so I was a part of a group somewhat like SSG that was a part of a bigger group somewhat like the GGN. So we were Red Horse Airsoft, and we were a team, and there were several other teams, groups, whatever you want to call it, in a bigger organization, the Chicago Airsoft Association. And then we would host private events at local fields, and those were a lot of fun because you kind of know everybody's close, we're all in the same area. And then those member groups would then go out in force and play really big, like national event, overnight stay type of travel across the country and go play at a military base for a weekend type of thing. And that was
God, that sounds like a dream.
I'll have to send you one of the videos.
Yeah, dude, I never
fun.
knew that.
I mean, full pyrotechnics, and they pulled on all the stops for us. So.
It looked like a game of Call of Duty, like real life Call of Duty.
It felt very much like it. It was
so
very fun.
What kind of gun did you have? And how many FPS?
So I had two different kind of loadouts. I had a American loadout and a Russian loadout, depending on what major event we were going to play or what the theme was or whatever. But I had a M4 SOP mod Block 2. It's a bunch of technical jargon for a really nice M4. And I also had just a kind of generic AK-47U. That was really nice. But I've got a full, Russian kit that I bought off eBay from a Russian guy. And it's all legit kit type of stuff. And then my US loadout is all the same. It's probably, don't tell my wife, but $1,000+ worth of gear and like the legit plate carrier, dummy plates, mag pouches, battle belt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, was not a cheap hobby for sure.
No, God no, it wasn't. I had an AK-74, semi and full, and I don't remember what the model of the sniper rifle I had was, but those were the two guns I carried with me. And oh man, we didn't play anything nearly as official as you. There was a creek bed that was perfect for CTF and prisoner and dead man walking and you name it. God, every Sunday morning we were out there shooting each other, bleeding, Oh, it was
Yeah,
fantastic, man.
Bleeding.
God, I miss those
Small
Sundays.
local group of friends just going out there and screwing around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it was so much
that's
fun.
how I got
There's
started with
also-
paintball, and then it spiraled into airsoft and getting more into it.
Nice. We also had a creek bed that had a bunch of reeds sticking out of it. So you'd have to kind of plow through the reeds. Oh, man, it was fun. You'd run up on someone and you didn't even know was there. It was fantastic.
All of a sudden, you're just getting gunned
That's
down
when you
from
bled
the
because it was
weeds.
way too
Yeah.
close.
Just getting pelted.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was good
So
times.
is there a shotgun I could buy? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, they do
Oh,
make
yeah.
them.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
And they fire multiple
Yeah.
pellets. It's pretty crazy.
There's also a grenade.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, everything you can
Yeah.
imagine, man. That no joke. Airsoft is awesome. I would love to get back into it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
As long as you're okay with a little bit of pain,
Mhm.
because it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's been a couple of times. I know specifically there's one of these hospitals that we go to all the time, and right next to it there's some kind of some kind of factory, but it's one of these things where part of it's outdoors, and they have like these big tanks, and so they have like big metal staircases with big long bridges that go to different tanks and join them. And every time I drive by, I'm like, man, that looks like a Call of Duty map. Like, that would be so awesome to play like paintball or something there.
Oh man! So when we visit, Jay, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna figure it out.
That's right. We're gonna just rent some paintball guns and then get drove off by security at some point.
Exactly. It's guerrilla paintball.
That's right. We just show up and live stream it and then bounce before the cops get there.
Or you get the cops on the video. It makes for a good viral.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. What? Just watch Heathen get handcuffed and we'll get a million views.
God. Hell yeah! That'd be so much fun to watch.
Wow, just really throwing you under the bus there, I guess, man.
Oh man, no, but seriously, during airsoft games, that's the one time I've broken a bone.
Oof.
The number of times I actually bled, we went full bore. There was no concern for your body at that point. You dive if you're gonna get shot. You'd rather take pine cones to the elbows than a pellet. It's just, God, so much fun. You didn't give a shit. Just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I miss it. To be young.
Oh,
I miss that too.
Oh man. So speaking of being young, we at least Gambit, I know that you've got a young one there, Heathen. So we've already talked about your wife a little bit. So you got a wife and a baby there. So you got just the whole
Little starter
whole
family.
kit and caboodle. Yeah.
Yep.
You got a white picket fence there too.
No, actually, our friends falling apart, but that's a story another day. We're actually trying for number 2 very soon, so
Nice.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Whole Heathen family.
yeah. Going for a girl this time around, and if we come up with 2 boys, we'll go again, and at 3, that's it. So
Yeah,
if we get
that's a
3 of a
dangerous one.
kind, that's a hand right there.
Yeah, I got a buddy at work that he wanted to have a boy, and now he has 3 girls, 3 daughters. So,
That's how
Like-
it works.
oof, man.
Man, I'm glad that I just had I had a son. I don't know that I could handle a teenage daughter. He's 13 now. Oh God, that's terrifying.
Oh, yep, I'm getting close. Mine's 10, so it's like,
Man, good luck, man. I that terrifies me.
I know.
I couldn't handle it. I love
it's-
them, but damn.
It's just so funny how different they are. Like, I've got a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old boy, and they're just like, oh my gosh, they're so different. Like, she's so like reserved and quiet, and he's running around like, look at my butt. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's about right. Yeah.
I'm like, well, all right.
I learned it from watching you.
Right, yeah.
I was actually just telling Heathen before you hopped on, Jay. He's a little late in the game because his mom's a little overprotective. But my son just started playing Halo for the first time. So we're playing through the Halo campaigns. Man,
It's magical.
if
isn't
that's
it?
not the most fun I've ever had. It's so cool. Magical is a good name for it, or a good word for it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's awesome. When I was putting my son to bed tonight, and he's sitting there, and of course I had to tell him to get off of video games, and I'm like, all right, get ready for bed, and he's like, Dad, video games are awesome, and I'm like, I know, right? I kind of know.
That's
I kind of know a little something about video games, so I get it.
Just a bit.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
funny.
I know a guy. I know a couple of guys.
See, I can't wait. I was actually talking about setting up a night for, the SSG kids to play. I think that would be so much fun. Do a Halo night where the SSG kids are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I want to do that so badly now that he's playing Halo. Yeah. I'm biting at the bit. Let's make that happen.
Set it up. We've also talked about, we've had some people ask for Minecraft too. So I think we might set up an SSG like family Minecraft server.
Oh, I love it.
So we can, so family and or friends or, kind of whoever we want to invite can invite, but especially for kids.
Are 30-year-old kids allowed? Because I think my wife would like to play.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, that's what we all are. We're still kids, so.
Dude, it feels like it, but then my body disagrees. I get up in the morning, I'm snap, crackle, pop. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 38. Where time goes.
Yep. So Heathen, what do you do to make money, man? What do you do for a living?
So I'm the inventory manager for a Volkswagen warehouse. So my job is to make sure if a customer needs a part, fix their car, we've got the part on the shelf, we can get to the dealership overnight. It's kind of hectic right now, especially because we are talking about moving our building, and it's still up in the air whether or not that's going to happen. And the fun thing is it may actually be right across the street. So yeah, they are building new buildings right next to us, and right now we've got our eye on that one. So make it easy, but just as fun.
So how automated is that process? I feel like a company like Volkswagen would have computers involved at this point.
We have computers involved. They're just from last decade, and they're not the greatest. But I've personally automated most of my job. I kind of sit there and watch Twitch a lot and just browse the internet a little bit. So I've kind of self-taught myself Access and Excel, like advanced Excel macros and everything, and automated most of my job. As people need work, I just download a file, press a couple buttons, and spit on a report that says, here, go do this.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, like, I've worked in whole sorts of different types of jobs, but when you get some kind of, inventory management that's on a computer, or a spreadsheet like that, like you just have not necessarily accountability, but like the management part of it's easier. Like it's so much easier to see what you have, where it goes. It's just before when it's if it's all just like, yeah, I think we have a couple of those, or I don't know, I had a couple last week, or whatever. It's
no,
much
let me
nicer.
check the rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is,
when somebody says that to you, you know it's not there.
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean, we've got tons of data and everything is computer driven. It's just not the greatest system. So to do anything with that data, you've kind of got to pull it out of the system, have Excel or Access do the work for you, and then kind of let your people do the rest. That's most of my job at this point.
And you're in Texas, right?
Yep, down in Fort Worth.
And that's not the most recent thing in the world, but you used to live in Chicago, yes?
Yeah. So I grew up in Chicago up until sophomore year of high school, and then we moved down to Texas for my dad's job. And then a year or so into college, we moved back up to Chicago. And then about 3 years ago, my wife and I moved down here, which was convenient because at the same time, my dad was taking another job down here and now lives about 4 hours south. So we've all kind of bounced back and forth together.
You ever been anywhere else? I mean, I know you've been to the lands, but have you been outside of the U.S.?
Yeah, my job has taken me up to Canada a couple times, this job and the previous job. That's been kind of fun. We also went up to Canada, my wife and I, on our honeymoon. We did a 2-week drive and backpack hike and adventure kind of honeymoon. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
That's cool. I wish I would have thought about, we just did like the normal go to the beach kind of honeymoon, but something like that would have been pretty cool. Like, a couple of weeks and get to spend time to go, because you rarely have time like that off to go do fun things like that. Once you get settled in and jobs and babies and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's kind of the perfect timing for us. Like we just took off for 2 weeks and drove up into Canada and backpacked out into the middle of absolute nowhere. I mean, the sky looked amazing, and we were probably 10 miles from anything, like any actual city, up in the Bruce Peninsula, and I mean, it was an amazing spot. We had to hike for probably 12 miles just to get to our campsite, and then another 12 miles just to get back out.
Wow.
And it was
jealous.
Yeah, it was a beautiful sight, and there was like a nice grotto and like just all these really cool hills and valleys and lakefront, and it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Really nice weekend.
That's so cool. So you've only been to North America then?
Yeah, I've never left the North America. I popped down into Mexico briefly, but that wasn't really anything to speak of. I've been, but it doesn't really count.
Yeah, I could see that. Any aspirations to go, over the pond?
Yeah, we were hoping to do it before the first kid came, but now it'll probably be after, of course, because he's already here. So that, yeah.
Well, that's kind of how it
lost
works.
my train of thought there. But yeah, we plan to go eventually.
Right on. Where in particular would you like to go? If you could choose anywhere in the world.
I'd love to go backpack through Europe and catch a train and just see a country a day or two and just pop around.
Tell you what, when my wife and I are in phase 3 of our journey, we'll let you know. We'll meet you there.
Please do.
Because phase 3 is Europe.
I want a TV show that is Gambit, Heathen, and Spandex.
Oh boy.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't think we have the liquor budget for that.
That's what I want to see.
Dude, I would 100. Dude, going backpacking with you guys and Spandex or anyone from the clan, hell, God, that'd be awesome. Just getting out there and no technology, no nothing, just being with nature. My favorite thing in the world. I love it. I mean, obviously, living on a boat, I don't like civilization.
As long as you have power.
Well, that does help.
Boat life, what can you say?
Yeah, well, happens.
So, we gonna ask you the desert island question. So what's the one thing you would bring with you on a desert island? So we've had some caveats in the past. So if you say something like an Xbox, you've got everything you need. You've got a TV and you've got, let's say, we'll give you internet access. So, but if you could only have one, form of, entertainment, whether it be a book, a movie, some people said gaming, things like that. So.
And this isn't like a survival question; it's an entertainment question. Nope. Gotcha.
You got everything you need
like you're stuck with one thing. Like it's the one thing you have.
Gotcha. Oh man, probably Minecraft, to be honest. Just the endless possibilities. I'd teach myself to make a giant computer in it or something, and then I don't know, like. Yeah, I don't know. It would have to be something heavily repeatable, and I feel like Minecraft, you could just kind of whatever forever.
Yeah, somebody made a redstone computer.
Yeah, I'd teach myself how to build everything in redstone and like just pass the time that way. Yeah, right. Build my own matrix within Minecraft, and
there you go. Before you go insane on the desert island.
Yeah, right.
So
plus the Minecraft music. That could keep me going forever. That piano music and
it's so soothing.
It's a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. So the follow-up question, I think we started our last episode, is what if you could only bring one, what album would you bring or artist?
Ooh.
Yeah, one artist.
Ooh. Can it be like a greatest hits album that doesn't exist that I just make up?
If it's an artist.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so greatest hits album would probably be Johnny Cash.
Oh.
All right.
Artist, like if I could get their full discography and just go with that, Death Cab for Cutie, probably, just with the massive amount of good music they've put out over a decade.
I never took you for a Death Cab fan.
My music tastes are everywhere from Death Cab to absolute just
to Mastodon.
Yeah.
Somebody just posted that in Discord the other day. I think it was Steel Valor, of course.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That was actually before COVID hit. That was the last concert I got to go to. It was a Slipknot, Volbeat, Mastodon, and Gojira.
Damn.
Yeah, it was killer. It was such a good concert. I miss concerts so bad.
Could you hear? Right. Did you hear afterwards, or?
I mean, there was a ringing, but yeah, I could hear. That counts, right? You're hearing something.
Sure, yeah.
But anyway, that sounds like a good place to wrap it up.
All right.
Unless you got any other questions for Mr. Heathen over here.
No, I think that's it. Did we get the gaming achievement? Was that the?
Oh
the
no, we
one?
didn't. That's a good one, actually. Let's ask you that real quick,
Yeah.
Heathen. Throughout the entirety of your gaming career, what's the achievement you're most proud of? It doesn't have to be an actual achievement like an Xbox achievement or anything like that. Just an achievement, completing a game or getting some Easter egg. What stands out in your mind?
I would say the golden warthog from Halo 3, but it didn't actually exist, and that was a lot of fun
was gonna
searching
say,
for
what?
it.
Yeah. What was this?
Yo, search up golden warthog in Halo 3.
No,
it
I know
was,
what
it
you're
was
talking
Yeah,
about.
it was a mythical thing
And it
that
was Halo
didn't
2.
actually exist. 2? Was it 2? I don't know.
Yeah,
my
it was
brain's
Halo 2. Yeah,
my
because there was
brain's
a
not what
picture of
used
it
to
on
be.
Headlong, which is what started the.
Yeah, we
Yeah, there was a
spent
billboard.
quite a bit of time searching for that.
Oh,
And that was there was a lot of fun. Rocket sword jumps, sniper sword jumps, like just exploring outside the maps.
It was a billboard.
Yeah.
A billboard picture.
So
On
I did.
Headlong,
I
yeah,
did
right
also.
next to the building.
Speaking of that, I did I picked up the Scarab gun at one point. We did get that Easter egg.
There you go.
That was
That's a good
quite
one.
a bit of a fun challenge
Did you ever
to go
find
do.
a soccer ball?
I don't think so. I remember seeing videos, and I want to
It's in
say
the same level as a Scarab.
yeah. I don't think we did. I think just remember seeing the videos. My brain's confusing that for an actual memory, but no, I don't believe we did.
Well, you know what? We should boot up MCC and see if those things still exist.
I'd be down
They
for that.
do. Somebody just got it in MCC.
Oh, really?
I saw on Reddit somebody popped up and got it.
Dude, we should absolutely do that.
Have you guys seen changing track just a little bit? But I wanted to mention before we got off the air the GoldenEye leak that came out.
Yes, Buddy sent it
No.
over to me. He's got the zip file and everything. If you need it.
Yeah. So they GoldenEye was made by Rare, which was owned by Nintendo, and then Rare got bought by Microsoft, and so in Xbox 360 days they had the Xbox Live Arcade, and they had all the arcade games. Like they remade Perfect Dark, and they remade a whole either new games, remade games, all that kind of stuff. Well, there was always a heavily rumored GoldenEye remake, and then it was actually announced, said it was going to happen, but then they just ran into licensing problems because it became in this like licensing hell because they needed permission from Nintendo, they needed permission from Rare, they needed permission from Eon Productions, which is Bond. They needed all these licensing things, and I forget who it was, but one or more of the companies wouldn't give it to them, or they couldn't. One of them they couldn't get, and so the game got made. It was like 99% made and ready to be released on Xbox, and then they just had to cancel it because they couldn't get all the rights to release it.
Man, that sucks.
It does, and so I guess it was last week, Heathen. Last week, somebody just released the ROM, and so if you have a Xbox 360 emulator, you can play the GoldenEye release, and it is and it's a full game. Like, I mean, it's the full legit released game, and it has the you hit a button and it'll turn it on old school graphics or like the updated one. So when
are we doing an SSG night in that?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if it has multiplayer. Actually,
come on. You can't have GoldenEye without multiplayer.
Right, but
that doesn't exist.
I'm trying to. It might only be local though. I don't know how.
That's
I don't know how it works since it's a ROM
Since it's
and
kind of bootleg
emulator. Yeah.
Man.
But I mean, I'm sure it was going
Okay, so
to
next
have everything.
LAN.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. No odd job though.
Fuck you. Slappers only. Here we go.
That's right. Slaps only. Oh man. All right, guys.
Oh,
Well,
man.
good to talk to you, Heathen. Thank you for being on the show, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And Gambit, we can't. We talked about it before the show. We can't forget about the last time we were on a podcast with Heathen. Last time we were on a podcast with Heathen, he bombed the podcast by climbing a wall and coming in through a window.
Man, I
Second
watched that
story
right before
window.
we started. Holy hell. Oh, so funny.
Yeah,
We were live streaming on Twitch.
We were
and
at the last
he
SSG
posts. Oh my god, he posts hello from the balcony. We're on the second story.
Scaled the outside of the building and came up to the
Oh,
balcony
God.
and just hung out, waited for y'all to see the text.
Dude, that Vegas LAN was probably the best.
Yeah, agreed.
The best that I'd been to. God damn, that was fun. Oh, yeah. And shout out to Run and Donna, or Tom and Donna, for setting up that esports arena.
That was so cool.
That
Mhm.
was stellar. That was just such an experience. Oh, I can't wait for the next LAN.
Agreed.
Well, I got my shots. I'm ready to go.
Oh, you did? Nice. Nice. Can't wait for mine. So ready to be done with this. All right. Well, with that, I think we're at a good place to wrap up.
All right, guys. Take care. Till next time.
Yeah, thanks for listening. You guys have a good one.